Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the, no. Here comes the, oh. Here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah. Here comes the.
Welcome to another edition of The Nate Moore Show. Our show is brought to you each week by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host, Maddie Kaufman. Joining me is Nate Moore. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hi, Maddie. Thanks for having me on.
The Tigers began the 2019 playoff trail with a big win over Warren Harding last Friday night at home. Can you sum up your thoughts on the team's overall performance?
I thought we played pretty well, especially defensively, but really in all three phases, so proud of our guys.
Is it difficult to prepare a team to face the same team twice in a season?
I don't think so. I don't know that it's any more difficult than playing anybody else any other time. The one major benefit is you have a film to go off of them playing you. So I think it's an advantage.
The Tiger defense pitched another shutout. Who performed exceptionally well on the defense side of the ball?
Oh man, Preston Hodges played pretty well. I don't know if you've met him yet, but he's a pretty good Sam linebacker for us. Another guy, I remember a really big hit on a pass breakup from Robbie Page. He was playing really well. And you know what? Luke Murphy had one of those too. Nice pass breakup on an RPO. But you could really go down the list. We got a lot of guys that are playing well. Manny McElroy was a force on the inside again. Caden Woolard had a big fumble recovery for a touchdown. So, a bunch of guys.
As the weather turns colder, does it cause you to alter the play calling for the offense at all?
No, not really. We don't really change for that. Wind sometimes will affect that. Heavy rain might affect it some, but we pretty much stay true to what our base game plan and base thoughts are, no matter what the weather.
As you know, the football season can be long and challenging. Have you and your coaches changed your practice schedule much as the season has progressed?
Not really. We had a couple adjustments the last 2 weeks due to the ACT test, but really not since we started the season have we really adjusted much of anything.
In a moment, we'll meet a Tiger player and hear more from Coach Moore. But first, this word from Reliable Heating and Cooling.
There was a time when 10 miles to the gallon was acceptable. Today's 40-plus mile-per-gallon cars weren't even in the rearview mirror back then. Of course, this Lennox air conditioner wasn't on the radar either. It's solar-ready, the quietest, most energy-efficient air conditioner you can own. It's time to live in the now.
Call Reliable Heating and Cooling for the most advanced technology in heating and air conditioning. When you're ready to live in the now, call Reliable Heating and Cooling.
Get up to $1,600 in rebates or special financing.
Thank you, Reliable Heating and Cooling. Joining Coach Moore and I is senior linebacker Preston Hodges. Preston, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Preston, the Tiger defense really came through last week against Warren Harding, shutting out the Raiders' offense. How were you guys able to do that?
Playing with a lot of effort. We were really prepared this week, had a good week of practice. A lot of guys flying to the ball, tackling well, and all of us just doing our job.
From your linebacking spot, tell us what you're looking for from the opposing offense prior to the snap.
I read the end man of the line of scrimmage, which can be the tackle, even the tight end sometimes. And I read either a run read or a pass read.
Do your pre-snap keys change much from week to week?
Not much. I mean, some teams can give away what they're doing with some motions or by alignment, but my pre-snap reads don't change much, no.
This Friday, the Tigers face Perry in the second round of the playoffs. There's always kind of been a rivalry with the Panthers. Can you tell us more about that?
It's a great opportunity to play another good Stark County football team, so I'm looking forward to that. But they're just another team on the warpath.
As you look at the Perry offense, what are the keys to slowing down their wing T attack?
The keys are really keeping your eyes out of the backfield, just reading your key, doing your own job. Everybody has their 1/11th, and we got to be really physical.
Thanks, Preston. Coach Moore, How has Preston and the other Tiger linebackers improved as the season has progressed?
I mean, it's for everybody really, but these guys too. You're trying to get more consistent as you go through the season, right? So, if early on, if we're operating at an 80% efficiency rate, we're at 8 out of 10 plays doing our job. Can we get to 90? Can we get to 100? Can we improve just a little bit with consistency throughout the game? That's really how a good football team improves over the course of a week or a season.
As your team went back to practice this week, did you have some specific areas that you wanted to focus on heading into the game with Perry?
Specific areas? No. I mean, it's, the game plan goes across all areas, so we coaches spent a lot of time this weekend preparing everything and then getting it installed. And the kids have responsibility for getting the game plan on Sunday, looking it over, being ready for practice on Monday. And we had a good practice yesterday, so it's just a steady progression throughout the week, getting ready.
Perry is a run-first physical football team. Is there anyone you faced this year that compares to how the Panthers like to play?
Compares to how they like to play. Let's see. I mean, there's not another wing T team that we've faced. We have faced other physical teams. I thought Penn Trafford was pretty physical. Fitch, although their talent isn't quite there, they're always a physical football team. McKinley was a physical football team. So we've certainly faced physical football teams. There's some differences when you're playing against a team that's giving you extra gaps, which is really what you have to prepare for. With the tight end wing looks, you have to cover those gaps, and then you have to decide how you want to handle emotions. But other than that, like Preston said, it's just being disciplined, reading your keys. Those things really don't change much. It's keeping your eyes out of the backfield and reading what you're supposed to read and executing your job. That's the key. But that's the key every week.
Who are some of their personnel on offense you're concerned with the most?
I mean, we don't really get concerned with anybody, but I think their best players, skill-wise, it's the fullback, the Cundiff kid, 32, and then Lemon, 24. They have two wings. The other wing doesn't really carry the ball much, if at all. 24 is a guy that's handling the jets and the buck sweep and the outside and alley plays. So. We don't, like I said, we don't really get concerned about guys as much as being concerned about us doing our job, aligning correctly, handling the motions correctly, executing our technique properly, right? And then, we definitely, when it's your turn to make the tackle, you got to make the tackle. But all those things are really about us.
Finally, what do you see as the keys to a Tiger win this Friday?
I think we're going to have to run the football. I think that's first and foremost. We're going to have to stop the run. That's going to be key. And then win the turnover battle. I think the team that makes the least amount of mistakes has a great advantage.
We want to thank Coach Moore and Preston Hodges for joining us on the show this week. The Nate Moore Show has been brought to you by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host, Maddie Kaufman. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yeah, here comes the, y'all don't really want it now.
Massillon City Schools is proud to have one of the top career technical education programs in the state of Ohio, recently receiving a #1 ranking of the 93 districts in the area of achievement. Our Career Technical Education Department offers 14 pathways preparing students for college and careers. All students have the opportunity to participate and compete in their career technical student organization, as well as obtain valuable experience in the field while earning aligned industry credentials and/or college credit in high school. Visit massillonschools.org for more information.
I joined cosmetology because I've always loved coloring hair and different colors and makeup.
I joined media because I've always had a passion for all things related to media.
I've always had a passion for teaching other people, especially topics that I'm interested in.
I want to pursue a career as an orthopedic surgeon.
And so when I saw that we had this class, I immediately circled it on my schedule and was excited to join.
This class has made me better because it made me very responsible.
I like the relationships that I've developed in this class. The girls that are in here with me, I've really grown close with all of them.
I joined this class because I enjoy helping others and I want to make a difference.
Even like just making something and having people go, wow, that's really interesting. It means the world.
It was just a really good environment to be in. It was real hands-on, and it was just something I really wanted to do.
I joined the construction trades to gain experience in the job I want in the future.
Everything that this class has taught me will account for my career in the future.
Before I came to this class, I was unemployed and Ms. Markley helped me get a job.
I'm going to use what I learned in manufacturing in order to better decide my career.
It gave me more knowledge on cars and gave me plans to go in the auto industry.
Massillon CTE works for me.
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 Works for me.
For me.
For me.
For me.
Massillon CTE works for me.